So once that's finished, then we are ready to publish. And first I'll show you how to do a debug publish. So if we wanted to publish just a debug version of our project, maybe to give to a testing team or to give to a friend to get their opinion on what they think about it, whatever, we're not going to be putting this in the app stores because the app stores won't allow you to publish with a debug key store. Then what we'll do is we go to Windows Preferences and we select Android, and then we go to Build, and here is the location of the default key store. And what happens is every time you hit the play button, hit F5, whatever, say go, it will silently do a build in the background using this default key store and then push that onto your test environment, your emulator or your device, and then start the project. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically do the same process with the same key store, but we're going to choose where it exports. So we're going to click File, Export. We're going to select Export Android Application. We're going to select our project. There's only one in our workspace currently. We're going to use an existing key store, which is that. The password is Android. And then we're going to select the alias, and then Android is the password again. So we're going to select where we're going to output this file. We'll put it here. We'll hit Finish. It will build it, and off we go. So we now have the test APK file that we just built, and we can distribute that, test that, do whatever. So let's say that we want to actually put this into the app stores. We're going to have to do a production build, and that's a little bit different. You go to File, Export, you select your project. There's only one. Here, instead of using existing one, we're going to create a new one. And I'm going to put that key store somewhere where I know it is. In this case, under our directory, our actual project directory, so that I can keep track of it. I'll just call it key store. And then we're going to give it a password. In this case, password is my password, just to keep it simple. And I'm going to call this test. Password is my password. So validity in years, this is something to pay attention to when you're doing a build and push out to the app stores. The app stores have a policy that if your validity years is less than 30 years, they won't let you upload the app. And their thinking on that, I guess, is that if you have something that has a very short lifespan, it may be something that's 3 months, 6 months long, and then you stick that out in the app store, people go out and they find it, it catches on, it becomes a real popular app, and all of a sudden it expires and people can't find it, it could be a problem or disappointing or create a bad user experience or whatever. So their solution for that, I guess, is to say, well, you have to have something later than 30 years. So 40, 50, 100, whatever. In this case, I'm just going to put 40. And then I'll just fill out this, whatever. And then where am I going to put this? I'm going to put this somewhere safe, right here with my app. And then I'm going to hit finish. So now, if you go out there under our project, you'll see that we now have our key store, which is a production key store, and we want to make sure to hang on to that, because anytime we do an update to our app, we're going to want to use that same key store. Otherwise, it will show up in the App Store as a completely different app, and the update functionality in the App Store will not work correctly. And you may raise some questions as to the validity of your app if you're using a bunch of different key stores. And then, of course, here's the production version of our test APK. So the next step is to go out there and upload it to the app stores. So if we want to put this out into Google Play's, their app store, then you go here and you'd select distribute, and then go to developer console, and that will put you on the beginning of basically a wizard interface where you go step by step, and they will walk you through the process of uploading your APK, specifying a description for it, specifying a high resolution icon for it. One thing you want to make sure that you're doing before you put this stuff up into Google Play or Amazon App Store, come up with a 512 by 512 pixel high resolution icon for your app, and then come up with a long description, short description, screenshots of your app, maybe a YouTube video, and then all that information will be put into the App Store during this process. I'm not going to walk you through step by step. It's real straightforward. There's not much to it. The only thing to remember here is that Google gives you a one-time developer fee of $25, which is not bad, considering that Amazon charges you a $100 yearly developer fee, and they waive the first year. So the first time you go out there and you upload your app, it's free, but then a year later they'll start charging you $100 a year. So just keep that in mind. You can publish to one or the other. You don't have to publish to both, but if you want the most exposure, it's a good idea to put in both, especially if you're a corporation instead of a personal app. So the same thing goes for, oh, and I will put the URL for this developer console out here, my URLs. Publish. Do you want to keep that one, or yeah, I guess that's cool. I'll do this one. There. And then the Amazon version, you go to here and you select mobile app distribution, and then I'm going to put that out there. That's that one. Click create an account. It will walk you through the process of creating a new account, and then put you into the process, a step-by-step process of uploading the same information. Your high resolution icon, your description, long description, short description, screenshots, and then your actual binary. And it's pretty straightforward. So that's pretty much it. And at that point, your apps are out there. It typically takes 1 or 2 days, for maybe a little more, for the Amazon store to approve your apps. Google is faster, maybe a few hours, half a day, something like that, and you should show up in Google's. Same with updates. Updates are pretty much instantaneous with Google, minus maybe 10 minutes, 30 minutes to refresh caches out there, either on your phone or in their store. Amazon should be fairly quick, but they're probably not as quick as Google. But anyway, that's about it.